going on, guys? Just up here in Markham, Ontario, which is just north of Toronto, and I gotta pick up some scrap parts. This is like a warehouse for ATV parts and accessories and stuff like that, and they give me all the stuff that comes back for warranty claim, so it's all busted up parts, and they go through quite a lot of this stuff too. So I gotta pick up 3 skids here, and I'm gonna have to hand bomb them on the truck because I'm not dock level, right? And I wouldn't mind getting rid of the skids too. I just got called to pick up a set of railings in another place, but they put it outside and they saw that some guy was coming around regularly, but he didn't come today, so they called me. But as I get there an hour later, the stuff is gone, right? So much for that. They called me before and they gave me a nice load of steel stud, like the stuff that you make the framing for the walls and stuff like that in like an office or whatever. And it's a good little run for a Saturday morning one day, and the guy called me today, but I guess I missed out. So I'm just waiting for the forklift driver to come in. There's one machine here, TGB. I don't know that brand. Yeah, it's a 600. Nice big machine. And there was a guy who was in the parking lot driving one around earlier. I think that's the guy getting my stuff down there up at the front. Yeah, it looks like a whole bunch of boxes of axle shafts. So I gotta hand bomb them one by one. It's gonna be a heavy load. It's gonna be at least a ton. I did get this stuff from that site where I had to pick up the railing. Guess the guys didn't look in the pile of garbage, but there's a little bit of aluminum and then some more steel stud. And I brought this bin along just so I could put some loose parts in it, like the small stuff. Or all the goodies that pay well and separate from the bulk steel load. Okay, here we go, skid number 1. Scrapyard doesn't get too upset about the boxes. If they want, they might deduct, but might be like 50 pounds, which is not too bad. I'll leave some of these boxes here anyway. This is some of those hub extensions. Nice big ones too. Got to bang the studs out of them because the steel makes the aluminum dirty per se. It's probably nuts and bolts. Lots of junk. This? Some type of charger? Probably. A little bit of e-waste, a little bit of wires. There's one of the starters. And these are smaller hubs. Some more goodies. Looks like one more box of goodies and then, oh no, more axle shafts. And then the rest of the boxes, just toss them in. Things really add up, boy. Actually, when I was at the Toronto Sportsman Show last year, these guys had a booth. Okay, next skid, bring it on. Three skids, right? Yeah. Okay. Muffler. don't know if that's stainless steel. Inside is carbon fiber. Oh, that's probably aluminum as well. Well, it doesn't look like there's too much here. Usually it's 3 like full skids. Aluminum, yeah. That's my magnet there. You can't even get that thing off. Is that some type of charger maybe? We got a big box full of parts here. Look at these things, they don't even look that aged and they're worn out. This is ATV parts. They're going through all the mud and they're getting dirty, but look how clean these things are still. Some of them a little bit. Maybe open one of these up and look what's inside them. Okay, ooh, motors. Electric motors, nice. Only a couple of shafts. Doesn't look like there's any goodies in here. See a couple of short boxes there. Short boxes mean possible goodies in this load. What's this? Helmets? No, I don't want helmets. Yeah, I figure maybe about a ton, so this will be about maybe 350, a little under a ton. So I think the price is 370 now. Some electronic parts. We used to sell these for e-waste, anything electronic, but the price went down big time. I called it out years ago. They used to give 18 cents a pound for TVs. And that's the old glass tube TVs, not these newer ones that are lightweight and they're metal and electronic. Some of them are obviously plastic, but it's for those big glass tube TVs. I was like, no, this can't go on forever, man. There's gonna be not just a price drop, a significant price drop. And I called it out. So the big scrapyard by my shop that usually has the best prices, they brought their prices down to 3 cents a pound. I mean, it took time to go down from 18 to 3 cents. It was like over years. It used to be 15 cents, then 12 cents, then 10 cents. And then they started going 5 cents. And then even the projection TVs, they go 2 cents on those. So it's not even worth it to pick it up. You get that big thing. If you have a small truck, it fills up your truck. And you get nothing for it, right? So then people just stop buying them. It's not worth it. But I see what the scrapyard does now too, is they buy the e-waste off you for 3 cents a pound, and then they go put it in the metal pile. So they're getting money for it for metal. They're not selling e-waste to an e-waste buyer. They're actually just putting it for scrap metal. So that's like kind of ripping people off, you know what I mean? What's the price for metal now? $3.70 a ton. That's about 300 and change US. So 370, that's 19 cents a pound, 18.5 cents a pound. That's pretty good. I mean, it should be more than that considering the economy, because when we had a boom, it was 400 a ton, but now the dollar is worth like half of what it used to be since 2008. Pre-2008, you had that big boom in China, and they needed all kind of metal, especially stainless steel, and they were buying it like crazy. And the price of metal was insane. That was my second year in business. The price of metal was good in 07 when I started, and I started in the spring when it starts to get busy. I started in March actually, so that's just before everything got good. Apparently the price is really low before. I don't really know what the market was like before, but I know the price was low because people didn't want to touch it. And then a friend of mine started doing the scrap business in December of '06, so 4 months before me. And when he started coming into the yard bringing metal, he said now's a good time to do it. So for that 1.5 year, 2 year period, for when my friend and I started, we were both doing well. It was slow in the winter, and we were new to the business, so you know, we weren't all about knowing how to make the money the best way. But yeah, it was just insane, man. You know, I was making $300, $400, $500 a day at that time. That's a lot of money. I mean, even 250 bucks a day was a really good batch of money for you to get cash. Then everything bottomed out, and then the price went to nothing, where it's not even worth it. Okay, thank you. Not much goodies, unfortunately, either. Okay, let's see what we got. Like I said, this Muffler Shop. I've been coming to this guy's Muffler Shop before I even started scrapping. So about 20 years. Over 20 years. How you doing, man? This piece on top? Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, not much. Small muffler. I'll see if there's a muffler in the corner. There might be a couple in there. He does some other small jobs here, but how you doing, boss? Good, man. That guy gave me a ton of scrap before from his house. His son would just keep junk and just pile it up. So his son went back home to his country, and while he was gone, he just got me to go and clear up a bunch of shit. Yeah, okay. But it's just a guy who would take all these items and just pack them up, and he'd think, oh yeah, I'll just make something with these. But there's all junk because it was just sitting in the backyard. There was tons of stuff in the house too. I didn't hear from him again. But who knows? Maybe he'll call me for more. Okay, man, have a good weekend. All right. Okay, let's see what's in here. He's got a nice truck. And he's got this 6.2 liter Yukon Denali. Something went with the, I believe it's the AFM system, where it goes down to 4-cylinder mode, and it messed up the motor. So he's just got all these parts here. He's got to put it together again. I saw a truck out on the road the other day when I was here, and I thought maybe he got it together, but it wasn't the same truck. There's a couple of pieces in the back there. And he's got a trap going with some marshmallows. Maybe for raccoons. So when you get all these auto parts that have aluminum in them, but they got other parts of steel and everything, you can't take these apart, and it's not worth the money in the cast to take them apart. So you just leave them as is. So what the scrap metal does is they pay you a price that's between steel and between aluminum, because it's both. It's a mixed price. This piece too, that's all aluminum, and then this stuff here, the other bits of hardware, is all steel. So it's called irony aluminum, because the steel is iron, just like this, just like, you know, a water pump and whatnot, right? Your tensioner pulleys, all those things. Some of that stuff will go to this scrapyard here, which is just over to my left. And then the other stuff goes to another scrapyard that's just north of here. They don't buy that certain stuff over there, so I gotta save some stuff at the shop so that I can take it over to the other place. This place here is run by this crazy lady. And one time I went to sell some bikes to an African guy. The African guy, he sends them to Africa, so he would buy, and he rented a plot in there, and he'd put his bikes in the container. So one day, you know, I just load up my bikes to bring over for the guy. And then I saw the lady at the gate, and I didn't know what her story was. I figured she worked there. She looked like she had on a security outfit with like a security jacket and black pants and black shoes and stuff. But there was no tags on her her clothing or whatever to say, oh, she's security. But I figured that anyway, right? So I went in there to drop off the bikes, and then this lady comes back there and starts telling me, who is this jackass who thinks he can come in this yard and not acknowledge me? Who does he think he is? Where did you get those bikes? You stole all those bikes. So then she started causing a big scene, and I just started getting sarcastic at that point, right? And then the woman locks the door and brings out the dog just to kind of like power trip, you know what I mean? It was so ridiculous. And the only reason why I didn't call the cops and have her arrested is because I know her son, and her son's a good kid. And then the husband is also the biggest rip-off artist in this area. There's the Tahoe there. And yeah, the guy, he charges ridiculous rates just to do work. And so I had a bunch of problems with that guy as well. See what we got here. Some type of pan, and that oil looks purple. And then a couple hubs, nothing much. These guys never have any big stuff. But they do small cars. Yeah, you could see there's, you know, the odd trucker here once in a while, right? But a lot of small cars. Let's bust out some of these hubs. Bust the studs out. Look at these. What is this, like an inch and a half, man? Good way to make your vehicle look real stupid, if you ask me. I'm gonna get these nuts off and just hammer these things out. And I got some nice extruded aluminum. Found a shopping cart on the way here too. How you doing, man? What's up?
Good, how you doing?
All right. Oh, this conveyor is going on Monday.
Which year?
Yeah, no, the guy's coming.
Okay.
He wants some smoker pellets too. So you always got to ask, when they come for one thing, you got to make sure you mention everything you have, right? All right, those are done. Motors and stuff. Okay, let's get this thing on. We'll go over to the scrapyard. They don't really like cameras on in the scrapyard, but I can get away if I'm out in the yard. If I go in the building and I get rid of all this aluminum and whatnot, they won't be cool about that. But what I've done before when I go there is I just mount the camera up on top one of the posts in the truck. Leave the wire here. So even though that scrapyard pays the good prices for pretty much everything, they don't pay good for the wire. There's not much in there to cash in anyway. It's like a couple pounds. bar triple M metal. And I just gotta pull up the long side of the building. Then I gotta drop off that aluminum stuff here first, and then I'll drive on the big scale. Alright, so this is about to go on the scale here. I got the big scrap hauler on the truck. He's out of the way, so good thing, because that guy can hold you up. He has to sit on the scale and he has to use the vacuum tube system to get the paperwork from the office upstairs. What do we got? 78.60. They're gonna deduct 150 pounds, which is a lot, but they're like, oh well, we gotta separate the cardboard, which they probably won't. So, oh well, what can you do? So yeah, I still have 2,000 pounds, but it's just gonna be under. So what is that? 1,800 pounds? Look at this truck. Pretty good art though. All right, let's see what I get. All right, good guess. 350, but that's with taxes. I was thinking the taxes might be extra, but I was guessing still around 350. They moved the price down for the shred, which is the tin, to 320. It used to be 370, so I would have actually got more. Anyways, like, subscribe, share, comment, and all that good stuff.